Almost every woman wants to stand out on their wedding day. But what happens when some brides take their vision a little too far? Stay tuned to see what Celine Dion got sewn onto her head for her big day. New to the taco? Go ahead and click that subscribe button to see more videos like this. But for now, let's take a look at 10 wedding dresses that were a little too extra. Origami? Don't get us wrong, we totally love when a bride has an original or creative dress. But when that originality comes at the price of looking like a folded piece of paper, we have to draw the line. Thankfully, we aren't sure someone really went with this origami-inspired dress by Dior. But the fact someone even created it leaves us scratching our heads. We understand people have theme weddings, but we can't help but be completely distracted by the piece of cloth protruding from the model's body. Not to mention the fact that this dress kind of steals from Japanese culture. Yep, this wedding gown is a hard pass from us. Longest train. Some people just love taking their weddings to the next level. Brides want to have the best cakes, the biggest party, or even the most beautiful bouquet. But there's one bride who takes being extra to a whole new level. This French bride decided she needed to have a record-breaking wedding dress train. She and the dress designer went so far as to design a dress that had a train with so much material it could cover Mount Everest. This dress has a solid 26,500 feet plus train, which was put together by 15 volunteers. Forget about a bridezilla, this dress is large enough to actually cover Godzilla. We just wonder how she was even able to walk down the aisle. Predator or bride? There's a good chance you want to look like $1 million on your wedding day. So why on earth would you cover your face with anything other than a see-through veil? Of course, one bride decided it would be a good idea to do just that. Instead of looking like she is ready for her big day, it looks like she's getting ready to rob a bank. No, it's not exactly a ski mask, but it would actually be more fitting in a crime than on a bride walking down the aisle. On second thought, she probably saved a fortune on not needing a makeup artist. White gold diamond dress. So far, the dresses on this list made it because they were a little bizarre. The only thing truly bizarre about the white gold diamond dress is the price tag. You wouldn't be able to tell by just looking at it, but this dress is actually worth $8.5 million. That's right, you heard us correctly, million with an M. What makes this dress worth so much? It may have a little to do with the literal white gold and diamonds in the dress. That being said, we aren't sure of anyone who would splurge that much on this design. Sure, it may be encrusted with precious metals and jewels, but the dress itself is a little over the top for your standard bride. Ruffle overload. If you thought that last dress was over the top, just wait until you see this next one. Of course, this wedding gown doesn't belong to just anyone. Oh no, it's a dress that's only fit for a reality queen. Sadly, it looks like it could double as a dirty Kleenex, which we are pretty sure is not the look Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak was going for. What makes it even worse is the fact that she embellished nearly every inch of the gown as well. Of course, this frock comes with a pretty extra price tag. The reality star spent nearly $60,000 on this look, which is shocking to say the least. Peacock wedding gown. Alright, animal rights activists, you might not like this next wedding gown. We're even surprised it got made in the first place, yet here we are. Apparently, one bride couldn't help but incorporate her love of peacocks into her wedding dress. So much so that she hired famed fashion designer Vera Wang to take her gown to the next level. No traditional gown would do, so she needed her dress adorned with 2,009 feathers of male peacocks. Yeah, that's where this dress gets a little controversial. Then there's the fact that she paid $1.5 million to look like a literal bird for the day. We're pretty sure she could have worn a peacock mascot suit and have the same results. Everything about this next dress has us scratching our heads. From the peplum top to the ruffled skirt, the whole look seems to be a mismatch. Even the fingerless gloves make zero sense. We haven't even gotten started on the hat thing on the bride's head. Is it a train that the designer decided to roll up instead? What was the point? We could understand if the designer wanted the bride's face to shine without the obstruction of a traditional veil, but it's like they were trying to incorporate every bridal trend out there. Haven't they ever heard of the saying, less is more? Very lovable. Thanks to shows like TLC's My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, this next dress isn't all too shocking. That doesn't mean we don't think it's over the top. This bride decided to wear her heart on her sleeve on her wedding day. We mean that literally. In fact, not only were there hearts on her barely there sleeves, but there were also a few on her choker, her bodice, and all over her ruffled skirt. We get that she wanted to show her future husband all the love, but we think she could have been a bit more subtle. The only thing that would make this dress even more extra is a heart-themed crown. Cheers to the bride! How many of you played a sport growing up? Would you think twice about using that sport as inspiration for your wedding day? If we had to guess, we would say probably not. That is where you'd be different from this next cheery bride. Either she and her husband met on the cheer squad, or he is a really good sport. That's because they decided to ditch the traditional bride and groom attire and opt for something a lot more spirited: cheerleading uniforms. Not only that, but they were custom made to say bride and groom as to not confuse wedding guests, we're sure. We're just wondering what the wedding party looked like. Queen of Extra. When you think of the Queen of Extra, who comes to mind? If you said Celine Dion, you would be correct. The woman has a water park outside of her home, for goodness sake. But before construction went down on her personal aqua playground, Celine was turning things up a notch on her wedding day. For those of you who weren't alive or don't remember, this was the look the megastar went with. See that thing on her head? Yeah, that's a 7-pound tiara that had to literally be sewn onto her head. We aren't sure anyone else would commit to being that extra, hence why this over-the-top songstress wins the crown. Which dress do you think was the most extra? Tell us what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching!